Hey guys, so my name is Klaus Orioki, and I'm gonna take you through a live demo of my application, which is the Employee Management System. Simply put, it's a tool that an administrator can use to manage employees in an organization. Some of its use cases include and are not limited to adding and removing new and outgoing employees to the system, accessing a comprehensive overview of analytics and reports on employee attendance, appraisals, such and such. So, for the sake of time, I'll just take you through a few features from an administrator's standpoint, a manager's standpoint, and also an employee standpoint, which is the lowest subordinate in the system. So, I developed it using Django web framework. So, in order to launch it in my development server, simply run this code. And we should be live. Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, there are three types of users who can access the system. I used a middleware to restrict access to each user depending on their identification. So we have the administrator who has the highest level of access. We have a manager who has middle level access. This basically permits them to do such things as make employee appraisals and fill information about attendance on an employee. And the lowest form of user is the most subordinate employee who can only access, we'll get to see, but basically it's information about their attendance and statistics about their appraisals. So let's log in as an administrator. Uh-huh. Yeah, so there you have it. So as an administrator, this is what you are greeted with once you access the application, which is basically a generalized overview of the organization. You get to see the number of employees that have been registered in, the total number of departments and roles, and statistics as related to all that information in both pie charts and bar graphs as well. As you can see here, you're able to see information about employees as they attend and as they take leaves. As an administrator, you can also be able to add new managers, new employees into the system, add new departments, and add new roles as well. So, because of time, we might not be able to add all of these, but we can add a department. Let's say the gaming department, since I seem to have exhausted all the other typical departments. And then let's see if it was reflected, and there we go, gaming department. We can add a role, gaming CEO, intern department, it's the gaming department, and we can assign this individual under manager 1. So the next step would be to add an employee. That's the lowest subordinate in the organization. So let's say employee 14. Since I already added a few, this is all for the purpose of demonstration. Dress, home ground, department. Okay, let's just put this one in finance and accounting. Give them female questionnaire. And then you can also choose a profile picture for them. Open and add employee. Wait. So I put a check in place to ensure that anyone registering has to input the extension at Gmail, and successfully added. So we should be able to see this employee here. Employee 14, female, home ground. Yeah, all that information should be here. Yeah, so initially this started out as a student management system, but because of demand for such a system, I tweaked it to be an employee management system. So from here we can go to another use case, which would be now your typical manager. Yeah. So under here you can see a whole different set of statistics, which include employees under this manager, total attendance taken. As we saw earlier, a manager has the right to take attendance, information about their subordinates, as well as make appraisals. So for the sake of demonstration, we can take attendance for this particular intern for this session here. Attendance date, let's put random date, the 4th. And here you can see the employees that are under this particular manager. So let's say these two were present, employee 9 was absent on the 4th. And if you go to view update attendance, you'll be able to see this for the 4th. And as you can see, employee 1 is registered as present and 3, while 9 is absent. So that feature works. We can also make an appraisal for this particular employee. Let's assign them 40 marks and 60. It's software employee 1. Save the result. And it should be able to appear here if employee 1, and be able to see their marks. We can update them as well, 40 and 30, and it should be updated. So back to home, you can see the number of attendance taken has increased, but enough said about that. Here are some more statistics about the subordinates. Let's just log out real quick and log in as an employee. Yeah, so this is an employee landing page. You can see a whole different set of statistics. This is mostly to do with attendance. So you can see the total days attended. Of course, within a certain time period, you can be able to view your particular attendance within, say, the span of a month. And that should give you an outline of the days that you were marked present and absent. As you can see, there are certain days that have been that the entry has been made twice. So that is a bug that I will fix. And as an employee, you can also be able to see your appraisal results. As you can see, this one has pretty low attendance results, and the status here is pull up your socks. It's a bit lower than the threshold, so I had set my threshold to under 40, and this particular employee has been sleeping on the job, so they need to upgrade their statistics, if you know what I mean. So yeah, and there you have it. As I mentioned earlier, this initially started as a student management platform, but then due to a demand for such a system as an employee, I tweaked it to accommodate for an employee system. In future, I'm looking to add some other features, such as the ability for an employee to take leave through the system or receive notifications, and as well as send feedback to an administrator or a manager. So that should, as well as to assign tasks and add a to-do list application to the system. Yeah. But so far so good. And yeah, thank you for your time.